Hackers and cheaters in Rocket League are seriously getting out of hand at this point. It's getting so bad now that you could check the top 100 leaderboards at any given moment, and you're bound to see a bunch of different cheaters as you scroll through. Professional players are tweeting every single day, just trying to get the attention of Psyonix to fix some of these issues, literally laying out the complete formula right in front of them for how the ranked system is being abused. And on top of all this, the most game-breaking and blatant hack yet has just entered the scene, allowing players to make themselves completely invisible to their opponents. Things are getting way worse before they're getting any better. Why is this happening? Rocket League used to be one of the only competitive games that didn't have any hackers. While FPS games had to battle things like aimbot, wall hacks, and even spin botting, Rocket League, on the other hand, didn't have any issues like that. This was something that the community was thankful for as well. There's so many old tweets and posts talking about it in a positive light before it actually became an issue. If you were looking for something to play that had a ranking system and was competitive and didn't have any cheaters or hackers, Rocket League was one of the only games out there that you could always rely on to deliver that. Unfortunately, though, that is no longer the case. Nowadays, cheaters of all different kinds are just everywhere in high-level lobbies, and it's worse now than it ever has been by a long shot. As I said, there's a bunch of different cheats and hacks going around now. There's so many things to discuss, but the first one I want to talk about is win trading. Win trading in Rocket League has been possible pretty much since the game was released, to my knowledge, but it especially started being exploited in the past couple years. If you don't know what win trading is, it's basically a way for cheaters to gain as much MMR as they want without actually beating real players. Win traders do this by getting multiple accounts together and Q sniping themselves over and over with a repeated system. I'm not really sure how their system works, but one way or another, one or more of their accounts keep getting fed MMR infinitely, until finally they're sitting right there at the top of the leaderboard for everyone to see. Normally, in other games, win trading like this isn't as easy for various reasons. But in Rocket League, it's apparently ridiculously easy by comparison. Starting in around 2022, there was one guy in particular who continuously win traded himself to the top. He's reached over 3,000 MMR multiple times. I think his peak was like 3,300 at one point. For reference, the world record for a real player is somewhere around 2,600, give or take. These win traders have been getting to rank #1 and then continuing to climb up for another 600 plus MMR before they're finally banned, at which point they've promoted their socials and already gotten the exact attention that they wanted. It's just a cycle because as of now, as far as I know, there's nothing stopping them from just getting some new accounts and doing it all over again. That's exactly why this same guy, among many other win traders, keeps popping up on the leaderboard after years of doing it. Nearly a year ago, he said that he had 87 banned accounts on one of his socials, and he's still going strong with the same win trading methods. So at that rate, I'm sure it's like over 100 banned accounts at this point. And despite getting banned so many times, that clearly does not make a difference, because less than a week ago, he was spotted in high-level ranked again. A pro player named Zanil unfortunately queued into him twice in a row while streaming this month, which were of course just 2 automatic losses. Like, you're not going to win those. So nowadays, this win trader is still using the same methods to get to that MMR, except now he's just stream sniping pros, refusing to forfeit, and just getting his attention that way. And that actually seems to be working perfectly for him and not getting him banned at all. His current main account hasn't been banned in 4 seasons, and you can see he's hovering at that pro level just underneath the leaderboard. It's just insane to me how long this stuff has been going on, because he's far from being the only win trader out there. There's plenty of others that literally are on the leaderboard as we speak, but still there's no system in the game preventing them from doing this. If there was some sort of protection system, you would think this would not still be happening. On top of that, I haven't seen a single word from Psyonix or Epic Games about this issue. It's hard to tell if they even have a plan to fix this. If it was actually a priority, I would have expected them to fix it by this point, or at least address it, because this has been going on for years. But I still haven't seen any word from them on this, even after trying to dig for it myself. It just makes this whole cheating in Rocket League situation look way worse, and the thing is, win trading is just one piece of the puzzle. Another thing that's been getting out of hand recently is the DDoS situation. Particularly in Europe, DDoS hackers are becoming more and more common. It's apparently getting so bad to the point where players like Zen, Vatira, and Atto are tweeting at them on a daily basis, just trying to get Rocket League to listen to them. I was able to come across a few clips and recordings of these DDoS hackers actually attacking some of these players in action. 6 months ago, apparently Jack uploaded a video where he was a victim to them. Obviously, these cheaters can't actually hang with the pros, so Jack's team made it a quick 4-0 lead, but that's exactly when they decided to just kill the server.
Okay, here we go. Yeah.
Eventually, the game kicked him out, and by the time he tried to rejoin, the match had already concluded.
Did we lose points for that? Yeah. Cool.
More recently, a couple months ago, there was also this clip from Fruity on stream running into some different players who were using the same exact hack. Same thing, they go up a bunch of goals, but then the opponents just kill the server and they lose the game because of it. I'm not exactly sure how it works on the hacker's end because you would expect this sort of DDoS attack to also kick them from the match, but somehow that is not what's actually happening. That's how they're ranking up in the first place. So I kept diving a bit deeper because I wanted to see if I could learn more, and I found this other clip on Twitter that someone posted. This one is interesting because the DDoS actually happens instantly as soon as the match starts. So I was like, I wonder if this is just a bad server or if there actually is a hacker somewhere in that lobby. So I went ahead and looked up each of these players on ballchasing.com, and what do you know, this Mantasar guy is an absolute hacker. It's incredibly obvious. He's in so many different replays here that are less than 30 seconds long, meaning the lobby was killed in that short time. And if you look at the replays themselves, it's actually really interesting. So the lobby will just play out normally for the first bit of time, except for the cheater who's clearly focused on something else. You'll see him boost for a split second a few times. I imagine this is because the hack is some sort of overlay on the game. And since left click is the boost button on KBM, I imagine that's why this is happening. So then a few clicks later, depending on how fast the hacker works, the game will just lag out for everyone. And you can see the exact moment it breaks too. It's super sudden. Every single game with a DDoS hacker follows this same pattern. As I continued searching, I realized you could do this for pretty much every DDoS clip out there on social media. I also found a clip of this dude who literally streamed himself telling his teammate to use the hack. He's like, do it now, quick. And then the server shuts down and he's like, nice, good job. Anyway, the guy who used the hack in that clip, you can search him up on Ball Chasing Up the same way, and you'll get all the same exact stuff as before. Apparently, this is what the pros are talking about, and you can see why it's so frustrating. Originally, this was just a problem in Europe, but it seems to be spreading to North America and other regions as well. Fortunately, as I was doing some research, the support account for Rocket League actually did say they're looking into the server issues in Europe, so at least they've addressed it at this point. But still, as I said, it's a global thing now. It's not just Europe, so I don't even know what they're gonna do. And I just can't help but be disappointed about the fact that it had to get this bad before they actually addressed it. And who knows how long it's gonna take for them to actually fix it now, especially since they've already got so many other cheating issues on their plate too. Which brings me to the next hack that we're gonna talk about. This one is without a doubt the craziest one I've ever seen. Starting toward the end of March, cheaters started using this new type of hack that literally makes their entire car invisible to everyone around them. The first posts I could find about this were on April 1st, so it makes sense why some people thought it was just an April Fool's joke, but it turned out to be actually legit. As more time passed, more and more cheaters with this same hack started popping up, and they made their way into pro lobbies very quickly. If you go against one of these hackers, as soon as you load into the match, you'd immediately see where the cheater's nameplate is, just like normal, but you won't see their car there, and that's not normal. When the game begins, the nameplate will stay in that exact same spot, but the cheater's car will continue to interact with the ball. Basically, exactly as it sounds, you're playing against an invisible player. With such an overpowered hack, it obviously didn't take long for the cheaters to pop up on the leaderboard, but what was surprising was how quickly they got literally to the #1 spot. Because Rocket League has been so silent on the situation, there's still so many questions. Like, it's still not exactly clear how many of these players reached top 100 or how many of them are still there right now. Did they already get banned? Did they fix the hack so it's no longer possible, or should we still be concerned? No one really knows these things. These types of people also tend to change their usernames around a lot, so that just makes it even more confusing. This whole situation is just ridiculous, and it makes complete sense why everyone's talking about it. There's literally no debate on this. This season of Rocket League has been the absolute worst for hackers and cheaters by far. It's not even close. Even worse than the Nexto stuff from last year. At least back then, the bots could never reach top 100 or anywhere near pro level. With everything that's going on now, though, it's literally preventing pros from practicing how they want. Eversax, the coach of Gentlemates, tweeted about how it's stopping players from training properly. Flitz uploaded a video where he ran into some DDoSers in ranked and then decided to do private match 2s instead so he could still get some practice in. Jack made a video where he ran into one of them in 1v1, but then had to switch to 2v2 after, because, I mean, what's the point in rematching against a cheater? It's so easy to just be mad and frustrated at the situation, but like, for me personally, I am genuinely concerned. If you want, you could get into the details about why this is so complicated to solve. You could talk about the ban wave system that Rocket League is currently using, but that's not really working right now because of how fast the cheaters are ranking up, and even then the ban waves miss them sometimes. That's a whole other level to the discussion. I feel like I've shared so much about the situation already, but this is truly just scratching the surface on the developer side. They let it get so out of hand over time that now they've got a mountain's worth of issues to fix, and honestly, I don't know how they're gonna do it. Psyonix has been banning some of these accounts, so they definitely do have some measures in place already, but it's clearly not strong enough right now, considering the fact that the cheaters are popping back up just as fast. I don't have much else to say on this situation. I feel like I've harped on it enough. So definitely let me know what you guys think, but I do have a separate announcement to share. First off, I want to apologize. Back in December, I teased a huge documentary that I was working on. I said that it was coming soon. It's been 5 months since then, and it's still not done, so I'm sorry. It's legitimately the biggest project I've ever worked on by far, like highest quality I can provide with no time constraints. In my opinion, it's the best Rocket League story in the history of the game, and the video's on track to be like 30 to 40 minutes long. I'll show you the timeline on screen now. My new estimated date to have it completely done and published is sometime over the summer. I'm not sure when exactly. It turns out making a proper full-length documentary pretty much by yourself takes a lot longer than I expected. Anyway, I just thought it was right to update you guys on that. I'll continue to do so as I'm closer to finishing it. Thank you for watching as always. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss that documentary when it does come out. That's about it though. I'll see you guys in the next one.